Hi, hello. Today we are going to hear a lecture on allegory. And this allegory is very special when it comes to the world famous novel, The Pilgrim's Progress, written by John Bunyan. So, what is allegory? So, understanding allegory, a journey through the Pilgrim's Progress. So, here in this PPT, in this PowerPoint presentation, we will understand what is allegory and why John Bunyan has chosen allegory as a technique to explore his theme in the Pilgrim Progress about a journey a man takes in this world and how he has to face so many obstacles, and at the same time how he is also is given a place of providence. He is supplied with people who can favor him. So there are both negative and positive things, and it is up to the person what he is would like to choose. So here you can see the character in this particular novel, The Pilgrim's Progress. We see it is Christian. So he embarked on a captivating journey into the world of allegory, that is the novel, exploring its profound meaning and enduring power through the timeless narrative of John Bunyan, The Pilgrim Progress. So, what is allegory? So, allegory is a literary device where characters, objects, or events in a story represent abstract ideas or principles, often with a moral or political message. It acts as an extended metaphor presenting a surface narrative that conceals a deeper symbolic meaning, inviting readers to uncover the hidden truths. So, in this particular novel, Bunyan has used allegory, and he had used allegory because, like, generally we use allegory so that we can make complex concept simpler, like anybody can understand it. So, the what is the power of allegory? So here in Pilgrim Progress, he has used n number of allegories, and in this Pilgrim Progress is more than just a story. So here he uses allegory for three purposes. One is to illustrate complex ideas, as I told you earlier, to simplify abstract concept through relatable narratives. I will tell you how, and then to engage the reader, right? So this encourages an active interpretation and critical thinking. And finally, it offers timeless relevance. Okay, so the messages transcend specific eras of culture. So here, basically, John Bunyan uses simple storytelling to explain complex ideas about faith, struggle, temptation, and redemption. And to explain this concept, though the story is very simple, but the concept that he is trying to explain may not be easy or may not be simple for everybody to understand. So, therefore, for example, in Pilgrim Progress, he has used concept like sin, salvation, faith, redemption. So, this may be abstract, but by turning them into characters, places, and events, eventually helps an ordinary reader to grasp it. So, anybody can easily associate what Bunyan is trying through this allegorical novel, The Pilgrim Progress. Hope you would have understood. So now I would like to introduce the masterpiece of John Bunyan. So this was actually published in 1678. It's one of the most famous allegories in English literature. So you have to register it. So that after this, many novels been written where they had used enormous literary techniques. But however, Pilgrim Progress exists even today. So it recounts the spiritual journey of a man named Christian. So even this name, Christian, right? So it represents a particular belief, a faith. and the name. So generally Christian is, we say one of the religion, right, in the world. And here, it is not necessarily, it doesn't mean a religion, but it refers to a faith, a belief, a belief of the kind of life that we live in this world has an after effect. Like everybody, our life doesn't end in this world, and after this life in this world, we have an another eternal life. So symbolically, allegorically, this life that you live in this world is considered as the world of destruction. And the world that Pilgrim Progress, where the novel, it tells about Christian. He is undertaking actually a journey from the city of destruction to celestial city. So what is it? So naturally it is heaven. And this is the very basic, what to say, the simple meaning. But behind it, it matches, it suits anybody in this world. Like the life that we live in this world has an after effect. So if you live a good life, we say, is it what you reap, what you sow, that you reap. So similarly, the kind of life I live, right, so this life would eventually would take me or give me, will take me to heaven, or the blessing of my afterlife depends upon the life I live here. Not only that, even if people do not believe afterlife, living in this world itself, the kind of life that we live. So if we were really compassionate, we will have compassion. So if we think good, good thing will happen to us. They say, like, think positive, so positive thing will happen. So if you are kind, people will be kind to you. So this kind of thing, so it is applicable to anybody, right? And now you can see that, so it is here a spiritual journey of a man named Christian from the city of destruction to the celestial city, representing his path to salvation. So it is not just a journey of a man from city of destruction to a celestial city, but we can also, as I told you, can connect this journey with anybody's life. We all, everybody in this world, we all are in a particular journey, and the success of this journey depends upon the life that I live, how I live, right? So even when you go back to the Greek, the dramas, plays, when you read Sophocles, Oedipus the Rex, right? You can see how the father in of Oedipus, how he commits a great error. He commits heinous mistake, and naturally nobody can forgive him. So but what happens, it doesn't ends with him. Whatever he did, right, he betrayed, he was not trustworthy, and he was not loyal, and thereby not only he was affected, but he was cursed, and his generation was cursed. So the life in this world, we have to face so many challenges. So the kind of deed that I do, whether it is good or bad, has its consequence. So that is what you can see here. So our protagonist Christian and his burden of sin. So this novel basically, it represents that, as you can see the picture, this is Christian, and you can see he is carrying a burden, he is carrying a bundle, and this bundle becomes heavier and heavier and heavier as he keeps on moving. Like us, in another way, as we keep on like sinning, as we keep on falling in our life, the number of that sin, right, it multiplies, multiplies, multiplies. So this is an abstract idea. So when you when it is associated to a burden, a bag like thing that you are carrying, and when it becomes heavier and heavier, bigger and bigger, then you can feel the weight, and how it is difficult to travel or to walk by carrying a heavy luggage, right? If we would have experienced, so how difficult it is to travel carrying a heavy luggage, and especially when it becomes heavier and heavier and heavier beyond what to say, the strength that you can carry. So generally and naturally, what we would do is, you would like to get rid of it. The more heavier it becomes, you would like to get rid of it, right? No matter whatever is in it. So same thing, but here this man couldn't get rid of it. That's the problem. So he is trying to get rid of it, and he is being shown a particular way through which, if he travels, he can get rid of this burden. And he has also the option to choose another way also. But the thing is, if he chooses another way, he may never be able to get rid of this burden. So, Christian, the central character, represents every man who seeks spiritual redemption, as I told you. So, everybody in this world, some or the other way, we fall for sin, right? We fall for temptation. We are not stronger enough to win those temptation until and unless we don't get a divine help. So, here he begins his journey weighed down by a great burden upon his back, a vivid allegory for the burden of sin and guilt that afflicts humanity. So sometimes we may sin, sometimes we may what to say commit sin, we may do mistakes, and maybe we can hide it from others. But the conscience that we have, it always reminds us, and that makes us guilty. So it is very difficult to come out of that guilty, and it is that guilt that becomes a burden in our life, and thereby to people, in order to get rid of that guilt, or to forget what they had done, sometimes they end up in something, what to say ending up in wrong choices, like they get addicted to wrong things, right? To drugs or to wine or something like that. And some they lose their courage, and what to say, they may end up their life. So the thing is, it can be any way. But here, in Pilgrim Progress, John Bunyan advocates that, so not necessary that when you are tormented by guilt, you have to choose a way which would lead you to the worst place. Instead, there is a way that will help you to permanently get rid of this guilt. And not only guilt, but even you are saved. So this is the spiritual concept, and that happens when you turn back to God. That happens when you surrender to God's will. Right. So here, this is what you can see. So initially, we can see the struggle drives his quest for deliverance, setting the stage for his transformative pilgrimage. So these are the key allegorical characters. They act as guides, tempters, and companions. As I told you, you will have both, and it is up to us to find, to believe what is right. And again, everywhere you need the divine guidance. So a divine messenger, that is evangelist. That's the name given to a character called evangelist. Against an allegorical character, right? So he is a divine messenger actually, who points Christian towards the wicket gate, representing the guidance of the gospel. So wicket gate is nothing but it is compared to gospel, because only through gospel I understand the reason of Christ's birth and his death, and his resurrection, by which and through his cross our sins are forgiven. So this is the Christian theology, philosophy. So, pliable. This is another character, allegorical character. Christian's initial companion, who is easily swayed and quickly abandons the journey when faced with difficulty, symbolizing superficial faith. Sometimes, so there are people when they would like to come out of their problem, and when a kind of countering or an idea is given, they become very happy, and they are very prompt, they are very quick to follow the guidance somebody gives. But then as they start, the speed at which they had taken that guidance, in the same level, the same speed, they are even ready to give up, because they do not have the strength to face the difficulty. So anybody, it refers ourselves. So when we decide, to choose a path, okay, hereafter this is what I will be doing, and I'm just going to mend my way. So it is not that easy. When I decide to do something good, definitely there is an opposite thing that would always counterfeit, that will always work against me. And what can help me to move forward? This is what you can see in this. As you go through, as you read further in this novel, you will get the answer. So next character is obstinate. So this is also it is a character here, but this is a particular attitude that we have. So there are certain attitude that we have that itself actually causes a stumbling block in our growth, right? So another character who rejects Christian's invitation and refuses to consider the spiritual path, and he represents stubbornness. Okay, then there are some symbolic locations, for example, from the Slough of Despond to the Celestial City. So, Slough of Despond is a treacherous bog representing spiritual doubts, fear, temptation that can overwhelm a beginner. So, these all things we have. But if you are very clear about your goal, so that would enable you to come out of all these things. Otherwise, you will get entangled. And the next thing is very, very, what to say, very difficult to win this if at all you do not have discernment in you. Like the Vanity Fair, it is a town where people are obsessed with worldly pleasures and temptation, symbolizing the distractions and corruptions of the material world. So to say it is very easy that these distractions or this kind of corruptions, they can never affect me. But when you are into it, even without you realizing it, you may get captivated by it. So before you realize, you may be very deep into it, right? So that is Vanity Fair. You yourself will not know when you were caught up, and when you realize that, oh, that you are very you have gone far, and coming back is very difficult. But anyhow, that is what happens here. But whatever distance you would have crossed, but there is always a divine help, even at that stage, if you are ready uh, to get the divine help, to ask for that divine help, it is always available, right? And then finally, and then many things happens, and there finally the ultimate aim of this novel is to reach Celestial City. So the ultimate destination representing heaven or spiritual perfection, the goal of Christians or this journey. So these are the moral lessons that you learn: faith, hope, perseverance, humility. Okay, these are the things that you need to have. And what all acts as an obstacle: despair, right? Sometimes our own pride, worldliness, folly. So these are the things they always, what to say, um, like counter with each other. But ultimately, in which side you are stronger, right? Faith, hope, perseverance, humility. If you have this, whatever path you have chosen, be it your career, your life, your family, whatever it is, you can apply this anywhere, right? So to what, which set of group you are going to embrace, right? So that is going to decide our destiny. So finally, the enduring relevance of the Pilgrim's Progress today, its theme of temptation, perseverance, and redemption resonate universally. It offers insight into human nature and the challenges of a meaningful life. The narrative provides a blueprint for navigating personal and spiritual struggles, making it relevant for self reflection and guidance in modern times. So, definitely, this book is highly recommended by anybody who would read it, and I too recommend, because at the end of the novel, or even while you go through, as we read, we can reflect ourselves, right? We can reflect our own journey, we can reflect whatever it is before you or me. We can put ourselves into that place, and we can identify uh, where we are and what we are doing. So it is a self reflection, and it also helps in guiding us in this modern times, which is very chaotic. So, as a conclusion, allegory is often spoken as a matter of individual experience. It is not so much a matter of what a man says as of what he thinks, says C.S. Lewis. The Pilgrim Progress stands as a testament to the power of allegory in conveying profound truths through compelling storytelling. It demonstrates how symbolic narratives can guide, inspire, and challenge readers across centuries, making complex ideas accessible and memorable. Hope you all would have enjoyed and you would have learned something from it. Thank you for today. I will meet you again with another PPT PowerPoint presentation on Pilgrim's Progress, which would explain the first part of. I have divided the entire novel into four parts, and the first part I will be dealing in the next PowerPoint. Thank you very much.